glory. Just like how Dhruv Tara, if all of you know about Dhruv Tara, the northern light, they have been the guiding source, the voice that stood behind our nation's recent glory, Operation Sindoor. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, media friends, and special invitees, to all of you, Namaste, Vanakkam, Suswagatam. This is your host, Kyati Thakur, heartily welcoming you to I Am Strongest Season 6 Awards by Sharon Ply. Let's give yourself and to our guests present here a big round of applause as our token of welcome. Well, in order to officially start with the event, I would like to request all of you to kindly rise for the Tamil Thai Valthu.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. May I now request our dignitaries, Shri Vishnu Khemani ji, Shri Rajendra Prasad Sharma, Shri Rajashekhar, Shri Richpal Singh Shekhawat, and Shri Nirmal Kumar to kindly join me on the dais, and let's invoke the blessings of the divine grace and light the Kuttuvalakku. I welcome you to invite for lighting of the ceremonial lamp. With that, we thank the Almighty for His blessings and His divine grace. Thank you so much, dignitaries, for lighting the ceremonial lamp and kick-starting our event. I request you all to kindly be seated. Today we gather here to not just celebrate victory, but saluting wisdom. We gather here to not just praise the visible, but elevating the invaluable. And I will mention this word Dhruv Tara, which is the northern light, and again throughout this event, because I see our dignitaries and the mission that we are here for today as the Dhruv Tara for all of us, as the guiding light for all of us. In order to warmly welcome you all, may I please invite Mr. Dakshinamurthy here with me on the stage, who is the Deputy General Manager, to present the welcome address. Let's welcome him with a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you, Katie. Good morning, one and all. Distinguished guests, esteemed awardees, members of media, special invitees, and above all, proud patriotic Indians. A warm, very heart welcome to you all. It is both an honor and profound privilege for Sharon Ply, Tamil Nadu's trusted plywood brand, manufactured at the nation's largest plywood manufacturing facility, to host the 6th edition of I Am Strongest Awards. These awards were born from a simple belief: true strength is not always loud, not always visible, not always on the battlefield. Sometimes it speaks in quiet wisdom, sometimes it writes policy for a study, sometimes it unites a nation not with weapons but with words. Over the years, we have celebrated heroes from every walk of life: physically challenged athlete, frontline workers who stood tall in the pandemics, street vendors who fed the hungry, animal lovers who gave voice to the voiceless, and Olympic legends who carried our flag with pride. This year, we turn our gaze to those who stood behind the headlines, the strategic minds, the veteran voices, the analysts who turned experience into insight during Operation Sindoor, a moment that reminded us of what India can achieve when we stand as one. We are deeply honored to felicitate 4 such army veterans, leaders who, pens down, wield as much power as their past commands for guiding not just policy but public spirit. Before we proceed, let me share something unusual about today's awards. Along with the plague and rupees 1 lakh cash reward, each awardee will receive used plastic bottles. Yes, you heard it right. It is used plastic bottles. The shawls Ponnadai, they'll be draped in or woven entirely from recycled PET bottles. The same eco-friendly material used in iconic Modi jacket. These were lovingly crafted by Ecoline Clothing Karur, champions of sustainable fashion. Why this gesture? Because at Sharon Ply's strength isn't just about human spirit, it is also about planetary responsibility. We were among the first in Tamil Nadu to install plastic bottle shredding machines for plastic bottle collection. We have reduced use of forest wood and plywood production by 95%, saving thousands of trees. For years, we have been providing eco-friendly carry bags to lakhs and lakhs of visitors at Vandalur Zoo. We have distributed thousands of saplings, led campaigns against single-use plastic, and today we honor heroes wrapped in recycled bottle. We hope this small act inspires you, businesses, citizens, change makers, to ask, how can I turn waste into worth? How can my strength serve not just people but the planet? Once again, thank you for being here. Let's celebrate courage that speaks, wisdom that leads, and responsibility that lasts. Welcome, enjoy, be inspired. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. One note that I take back from what he said was from a humble beginning, right, in 1987 to today being the plywood brand, the only plywood brand to export to Japan. And when I say Japan, it stands as a mark of quality and precision. Not just believing in integrity and precision, the good quality to be shown in their wood, but also to ensure that we are all good corporate citizen, and that stands first. Be a good human and other things will follow. Which is why today, from 6 years, this is our 6th edition of the I Am Strongest Awards. Each year has been a different theme. We're very proud and privileged to be hosting this, and thank all the members, all our partners and esteemed guests to be joining us. We have a small video where we would like to show you about the journey of our awards, all the 6 editions, how it's been. I request you all to kindly glue your eyes to the screen. Over to the video. There was a journey for the past 5 edition, and this 6th edition is indeed the most special one to us. When Operation Sindoor was happening, and I'm sure all of you will relate with me on this, that we were all sitting in front of our television watching the news, while there was this deep anxiety and fear filled in our hearts, but seeing every move bring in a success brought in such a pride and such a smile on our faces. And today, it gives me goosebumps when I say that we have 4 such army veterans who've turned into defense analysts and commentators, being the voice behind this successful mission. And oh, what a privilege and honor it is to be awarding them today. Moving forward to the most important and awaited segment of the event. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud privilege to now lead the event to the award ceremony. May I please tell you that our first awardee, the gentleman who is behind the sage and the mind of this wonderful mission, one of our army veterans, none other than Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer. Can we please give him a big round of applause and cue to the LED to see a video that we've made for him.
In the glorious tradition of the Regiment of Artillery, Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer stands as a soldier, a strategist, and a leader of vision. Commissioned on the 8th of June, 1985, he is an alumnus of the National Defense Academy, the Defense Services Staff College, the Army War College, and the National Defense College. With vast operational experience, he has served more than 12 years in Jammu and Kashmir, including a 4-year tenure at Headquarters Northern Command, and has been part of every major army operation, from Operation Rakshak to Operation Snow Leopard. He has served in the United Nations mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, as Special Advisor to the Special Representative of the Secretary General and as a military observer. As Commandant of the School of Artillery and Senior Colonel Commandant, he spearheaded modernization, introducing systems from the M777 howitzers to the advanced towed artillery gun system. He also played a pivotal role during the COVID pandemic, ensuring the rapid induction of troops into Ladakh, and later steered operations as Chief of Staff Northern Command. For his exceptional service, the nation honored him with the Ati Vishishta Seva Medal. Today, he continues to serve as a professor of practice at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, a defense analyst, and a respected voice in strategic debates. We are proud to confer the I Am Strongest Award on Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer.
May I please request our Managing Director Shri Vishnu Khemani ji to join me on the dais. And I request our first awardee, ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer. I request you, sir, to please join us on the dais. We'd like to felicitate him with a shawl, a bouquet, and a flag. Thank you, sir. Before I move on to the next award, I also request Kishorji to please join me on the dais. Kishore Menon, sir. And I'd request our first awardee, Harimohan, sir, to please take the seat with the audience. And once we have awarded all the 4 awardees, we will take a group picture as well. Moving forward to our next awardee. Once again, a sage who's been a mastermind and has given immense contribution towards this operations mission and success. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh. Over to the video where we learn more about him. Bro. Cue to the video. While that is taking a time, I'd like to tell you that our second awardee is going to be Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh, and we are ready.
In the proud history of India's armed forces, Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh is celebrated as a warrior, a leader, and a visionary thinker. Commissioned into the Maratha Light Infantry Regiment in December 1981, his 4-decade-long career spanned every critical theatre of operation. He commanded an infantry battalion, a brigade, a division, and later a corps, earning deep respect for his leadership in Jammu and Kashmir and on the Eastern Front. He has the rare distinction of serving twice in the elite National Security Guard, first as Deputy Inspector General Operations and later as Inspector General Operations, where he played a pivotal role in India's counter-terror preparedness. Beyond the battlefield, General Singh nurtured the next generation of officers. As Commandant of the Army War College and as an instructor at the College of Defense Management, he blended practical wisdom with academic insight, leaving a lasting mark on India's military education. An accomplished author and thinker, his works, including the acclaimed Grey Zone Warfare, Way Ahead for India, continue to influence policy, security, and strategic affairs. For his exceptional service, the nation honored him with the Ati Vishisht Seva Medal and the Param Vishisht Seva Medal. Today, we recognize not just a decorated soldier, but a strategist, teacher, and defender of India's sovereignty. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to confer the IAM Strongest Award on Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh.
We are very honored to have you here, sir. May I please invite you on the stage to receive your award. Let's give a thundering round of applause for Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh. Felicitating him with the shawl, bouquet, and the plaque. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. Moving on next to our awardee. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my proud privilege and honor announcing our third awardee, Lieutenant General P.R. Shankar. Over to the video and let's learn about his journey.
In the proud annals of the Indian Army, Lieutenant General P.R. Shankar is celebrated as a visionary leader, a strategist, and a true nation builder. An alumnus of the National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, the Army War College, Mau, the Naval Postgraduate School, and the National Defence College, New Delhi. His career has been defined by learning, leadership, and service. With vast operational experience across the Tibet border and in counterinsurgency operations, he is a highly decorated officer who gave unmatched strength to India's military readiness. As Director General of Artillery, he gave tremendous impetus to indigenization and modernization. He was instrumental in inducting India's most advanced gun, rocket, and missile systems. The Dhanush, M777 ultralight howitzer, Sharang, K9 Vajra, Pinaka, BrahMos, and Grad weapon systems. In the 1980s, he worked alongside the late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, laying foundations for India's defense technology. Today, he continues to serve the nation as a professor at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, driving applied research and contributing to the growth of the Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor. He is a distinguished visiting fellow at the Center for Land Warfare Studies, a co-founder of CASA, and a respected member of several strategic think tanks. A prolific writer and speaker, he has authored more than 300 articles on defense and strategy, and his YouTube channel Gunners Shot has become a voice of clarity on national security. For his lifelong dedication to strengthening India's defense and strategic vision, we are proud to confer the IAM Strongest Award on Lieutenant General P.R. Shankar,
May I please request you, sir, to join us and receive this award as our token of pride, love, and gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our awardee with a huge round of applause. I'd like to remind everyone that these shawls are made out of used plastic bottles, again serving a purpose to the community. Thank you so much. With that, I'd like to move forward to our last but not the least. We're very happy and honored to have our fourth awardee, Major General Rajiv Narayanan, present here with us. Let's give him a big round of applause and cue to the video so that we can learn about his journey.
Major General Rajiv Narayanam is a distinguished officer of the Armored Corps. Commissioned in December 1978, over a career spanning 37 years, he served across India's western and northern borders and retired in February 2016 from the Directorate of Military Operations. From 2003 to 2007, he represented India as the Defense Attaché in Tajikistan during the critical post-9/11 years. A noted strategist, he has written extensively on China, the Indo-Pacific, geopolitics, and military modernization, publishing books, monographs, and articles, including his acclaimed work, The Dragon's Bite on the People's Liberation Army. Today, he continues to serve the nation as a professor of practice at the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras, a visiting fellow at the Center for Land Warfare Studies, and a member of the Chennai Center for China Studies. For his lifelong dedication to strengthening India's defense and strategic vision, we are proud to confer the I Am Strongest Award on Major General Rajiv Narayanan.
Major General Rajiv Narayan, sir, I request you to please join me on the dais and receive this award. Presenting I Am Strongest Award, Edition 6 to Major General Rajiv Narayanan. Thank you so much, sir. With that, I would request all our awardees. First, of course, can we together give all of them a huge round of applause. This is not just an appreciation, but a heartfelt thank you to each of our awardees for their immense contribution in doing everything that they do. I would request the awardees to please join me on the stage one after the other and address the gathering. We are very excited to hearing from you. First, may I request Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer, sir, to please join me. And I request our dignitaries to please be seated among the audience. Thank you so much. I request our awardee, Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer, sir, to please join me here on the dais and address the gathering.
A very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be recognized for whatever little bit one has done for the nation as part of a career which I chose 43 years ago, stayed in it for 39 and a half years, and now, 1 year post-retirement, I am still trying my little bit to contribute in whichever little way I can towards the nation building that is a responsibility of every citizen of the country. And to be recognized for whatever I have done, I feel extremely happy and proud. And I wish to thank the organizers for calling me over here, felicitating me. It has made my day and given me new energy to carry on with a little bit of whatever I can do. It also allows me to refocus myself, be able to live up to the kind of reputation that will follow me after this award. And thank you all for coming here and being part of our celebration today. And once again, I wish to thank the entire organization of Sharon Ply. It is a very noble gesture from your part, and to be part of history and be one of those who are going to be part of this banner for years to come actually makes me very proud. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your warm words. I know that you mentioned that this award is now giving you a new energy to go further and do more. In fact, watching you and watching your journey has inspired all of us to do more. So thank you so much for being present and accepting our award today. With that, I would like to heartily invite Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh on the dais to please address the gathering. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, sir.
A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to thank Sharon Ply. I would like to thank Vishnu Khemani ji. I would like to thank Kishore Menon ji, Dakshina Murthy, who has been in contact with me throughout the last few days, for having given me this opportunity and honor to be bestowed, very rarely found, in our life. We do get honored by our armed forces fraternity, but to get honored by our citizen warriors, I would like to tell that each one of you today is a warrior in your own self. You are contributing to the overall defense and security of the country. The wars of the past are over. The wars of tomorrow and today will touch each and every citizen. And earlier we understand this dynamics, the better it will be for the entire country. So with this kind of honoring which you have done to me, I think it not only encourages me, but it also encourages all others who are in our fraternity. It also encourages every citizen of the country who will see this program to do their best to ensure that it is always India first, always and every time. It also gives me even more pleasure and pride to be bestowed with this honor way down south from where I belong to the northern part of the country, and now I'm being actually honored by the southern India, and that's something very, very exhilarating as far as I am concerned. And so therefore a big thank you to each one of you who is present here in this particular hall and through this program, everyone who is present or who is going to see this particular program online. I believe it is being telecasted online on the YouTube channel of Sharon Ply. So therefore, my big thank you to the audience of this particular program who are going to see it live and who are going to see it in the future as part of the program which is always available on the YouTube In addition to this, I would also like to tell you all that as far as my journey goes of the armed forces, it has already been shown to you, but there are so many things which are unsaid, unspoken of every soldier, which are down in our own historical books and articles, etc., which need further greater, I would say, study. So what I am referring to is that there are many more like me, like General Shankar, General Iyer, and General Narayanan, who are there, who are out there in the environment. I'm extremely lucky that you saw us on the P Gurus program and picked us up. So I would recommend to you that there is a plethora of officers like us. Please do look at them also. They have done some great, wonderful things. With that, once again, a big thank you to each one of you. Jai Hind.
थैंक यू सो मच सर. बस आपसे ये कहना चाहूँगी कि आपके आने से हमारे इवेंट में 4 चांद लग गए और देशभक्ति की जो हमें प्रेरणा मिली है उसका तो कोई जवाब ही नहीं. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर टेकिंग आउट टाइम एंड कमिंग हियर टुडे. इट इज़ आवर फॉर्चून, ये हमारा खुश नसीब है कि हमने आप सभी को आज अवार्ड दिया है. थैंक यू सो मच वंस अगेन. With that, I would like to request and invite Lieutenant General P.R. Shankar to please join me on the dais and address the gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please give him a round of applause.
Mr. Vishnu Kemaniji, Sharon Ply, ladies and gentlemen, all of you who are here and the distinguished audience here, at the outset, a very good morning to you. And on behalf of myself and my wife, we thank you for this honor, for having called us, along with my compatriots, for this ceremony. At the outset, thanks a lot. I must tell you something, like what General Dushyant said. We in the armed forces are normally used to being honored at various points of time in life. Like all of us have walked up to the President of India to be honored once, twice, thrice, right? And many things. But what I must tell you today, what I want to tell you today is, I'm very honored that someone from the public has chosen to honor us, and this is the first for us. We're not used to it. And to that extent, I think Vishnu Kemaniji, full marks to Sharon Ply and your entire team and your organization for having done this. I'd like all of you to join me in at least a small round of applause for this. The second point which I want to make is, which puts this effort in perspective. I am a resident of Tamil Nadu. I was born and brought up here. I left Tamil Nadu, just after I finished school. This was in the year of the Lord 1973. And I returned back in 2016 when I retired and hung up my boots. And I've been here now, another 9 years, 10th year I'm entering. No one from Tamil Nadu called me to honor me. And this is something which is very good, which is happening. I do hope more organizations, more people from public recognize, right? It's only when you give this recognition, do others know there are a lot of people from Tamil Nadu who have done a lot for the nation. Unfortunately, this is a state where that kind of recognition is not given. For whatever reason, we must speak the truth and accept a problem which we have here. So I just thought I'll put that in perspective. The second thing is, I'm impressed by this thing called I am strongest. And this I am strongest, you can translate it to India. And this is a symbol of changing India. This very building, I remember when I was in school, was a hotel called Maris, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah? So, whatever. Yeah, and slowly this has transformed. In between, it had closed also, and then got revived and all that. A lot of transformation is taking place. The fact that all of us are in a place like this itself, say 30, 40 years back, was not conceivable. We wouldn't have entered this place also. We couldn't have entered this place. Most of us couldn't have afforded it, right? And why am I telling you all this? Because this is the change India is going through. And this is the change all of you have to take forward as we grow as a nation. And we have to have a belief that what we do is better than the most. It's a matter of pride when I heard that, look, Sharon Ply has made its mark in Japan. You know, it should make its mark in China next. That's when, you know that you are there. When the Chinese come and ask for plywood from Century Ply or Sharon Ply, you made your mark. So that's the thing ahead. Let me also tell you, the first time when Mr. Dakshinamurthy came and asked me, sir, we want to honor someone who's been associated with BrahMos and all that. I said, look, BrahMos is one part of the story, but there are many people who have done more. And all three veterans who are in front of me have done hell of a lot. It's not only in this, Operation Sindoor. And the gesture to get all of us is very important because we represent that era where I think, I must tell you all this, we built a platform for what has happened in Operation Sindoor. Right? And I personally have been associated with the development and induction of BrahMos. Just to put it in perspective, I must tell you, when this was 2016, we had gone for firing of BrahMos in Andaman Nicobar. That's where you fire. You fire at an isolated island in the middle of nowhere. The nearest island from there is all round sea. That island is another 200 kilometers all round. And that island is probably about 20 meters by 20 meters. It sticks out. The only inhabitants of this island are crabs. No one else lives there. And that was the range at which we used to fire. And we used to fire from another island called Car Nicobar. And this range was about 220 kilometers. And that was when we were getting BrahMos into action. I'm now going back even before 2016. There are a lot of problems, environmental issues and international issues and all that before you could fire BrahMos. So we fired. Once the damn thing went into the sea also, and we couldn't locate it. And just think, when a BrahMos goes into the sea, you lost 30 crores. That's it. That's the kind of risks which have been taken by this country and effort taken by this country. Rectified it, went back much later, a lot of firings. So I must tell you what the Pakistanis would have experienced. Because if you should understand, that what happened during Operation Sindoor, what Pakistan experienced. You would have seen all photographs of their airfields being hit. Noor Khan Air Base, Sargoda, Rahim Yar Khan. Rahim Yar Khan is not even operational even today, incidentally. And Pakistan has won the war. Okay. But the precision with which this BrahMos has hit Pakistan is to be believed. I have seen it. Not in Pakistan, but there back in Andaman Nicobar. I remember one day we tested this. We fired it because we had to put it through a course and all that, and it went and landed exactly on the target. Right? And on this little island, 20 by 20 in the middle of nowhere. Okay. And then after that, we had to do another test, and we did it the next day. So the next day, we made it go through another course. You see, BrahMos is a guided missile. You can make it go like a plane anywhere you want. Up, down, sideways, all that. So to just test various parameters, one day we took it this side, one day we took it the other side. And again, the same target, the same coordinates. The BrahMos landed, second BrahMos next day. Because, it's important. When you fire one day and you fire the next day, the parameters completely change. Weather, temperature, wind speeds, everything change. Wind direction, right? And different times. The second day, the second BrahMos, which we fired, landed on the spot. Both these, the craters, actually made an 8 like this. They overlapped each other. That's the kind of a precise weapon system BrahMos is, and that's what hit Pakistan. Okay? Actually, I'm very proud that I was associated with this weapon system, and I'm lucky. I'm also proud that I was associated with Dr. Abdul Kalam. There was a time when I was just a young major. It was very inspiring to know him. And of course, the last time I met him was when I was doing the National Defense College. My wife and I went up to him and met him. Of course, when I met him first, he was just a director of DRDL. And we used to sit across the table and talk. That was when the first Prithvi missile was being fired. I'm telling you this story because, one should know where we have started, where we are today, and where we are to go tomorrow. And I can tell you this with full confidence, that India is an unstoppable force. You would have heard a lot about this chap Trump stopping this H-1B visa and China talking all nonsense and all that. But let me tell you that we in India are lucky to be living at this point of time in our history, because the India which existed civilizationally is now getting restituted or restituted. And we are in good space. And all this is not because of people like me or my successors who have guarded the borders or who are guarding the borders. It's not because of that. It is because of the common Indian, the Aam Aadmi. And who's the Aam Aadmi? It is you people. It is everyone's contribution which makes India, I am strongest. And you must be all conscious of this, because whatever you do well, and you contribute to India's growth. And that's the way I have always looked at life. And I think if all of us put our shoulders together, we are an unstoppable force. With this, thanks a lot once again. Thanks a lot to Sharon Ply and Vijay Kemaniji and everyone. And thanks a lot to all of you for making time to be here with us. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, especially for sharing the story and the insights. It almost felt like I was living through, as and when he was explaining, there was this movie cinematic vision that was playing in front of my eyes where I could visualize. Thank you so much, sir, for addressing our audience so well. With that, may I please invite our next awardee, Major General Rajiv Narayanan, to join me on the dais and address the gathering. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
My sincere thanks to Mr. Khemani-ji, Mr. Menon, and the team of Sharon Ply for, like what my colleagues had said earlier, we have never had this. We've been awarded by our brothers in arms and the others, but this is the first. Yes, I have been awarded in the Northeast by various people, but that was because of the chair I occupied, not me as a person. This is the first for me as a person. And thank you all for coming here for this ceremony. My sincere thanks. Well, my journey began 64 years ago for the army. My mom says that I was one person as a 3-year-old when I was asked by my granddad, who said he'll join the army, and I never changed tack throughout, unlike other children who keep changing. So that's my grounding. And if I'm born again, I would like to join the Indian Army again. No better place to be here. The Indian Army, I would speak for, I'm sure the other two arms also follow, runs on two basic issues. A is a poem written for Horatius long back by Babington Macaulay when he guarded the bridge, that how can a man die better than facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and temple of his gods. So you hear all kinds of stories, and I'll give you just two. There are many more. Saragadi, everybody would have heard, when 21 Sikhs fought 10,000 Pashtuns. Last man, last round. And 62, you would have heard about Chushul and Rezangla. That's the kind of organization we represent. When people ask, why do you do it? We call it Naam Namak Nishan. Name of the unit, the salt of the unit, and the Nishan of the unit. And like General Shankar said, we are an unstoppable rising force. In a lot of my talks, I have always said, our rise is despite the West. They never gave us anything. Why? Because people like you have stood up for Naam Namak Nishan. Of what? The name of the country, the salt of the country, and the flag of the country. And to be honored by you and giving me this honor, I feel privileged. And that is what is the bond, that is the difference. And you, sir, are the pioneer for making this difference. Thank you very much.
Sure, sir. Please go.
Yeah, thanks a lot. You know, I've come back with a purpose. You heard 4 of us speak. All 4 of us have, risen to the very top in the Indian Army. And there are many more, like what General Dushyant said, who are there, who are not here to speak to you. But I must put one thing across. We are all here because of your support, there's no doubt. But most importantly, we are here for 2 other entities for whom we owe the most. One is that common Jawan, the Indian Army Jawan, who works on the ground. Okay. I must tell you, we have the best men in the world, the best Jawans, who demand very little. Okay? And when you meet any army chap, just remember that he's the best. Whether it is whether it's rain, sun, shine, snow, it doesn't matter. Whether it is Pakistanis, Chinese, Americans, anyone, Japanese, anyone, he's the best. And all of us will agree, they'll also agree, that we have served with all these fellows outside. But yet everyone acknowledges that the Indian Army Jawan, Army, Air Force, Navy Jawan is the best. We are being, guarded by the best men in the world. The second force which stands behind all of us are our wives and children. Okay? Because, most of us very, very happy, we push off to a field area, spend years, where we are doing what we've been ordered to do. But our wives and children do things which they are not ordered to do, which no one has forced them to do. and they do it without complaint, right? And, you know, I mean, I think they are a great force, and we need to acknowledge it. I keep acknowledging it. I made a mistake of not acknowledging. Only 2 of them are here today in front. So okay. But everyone is like that. And our children, you know, who see 12 to 13 schools in their career. At times, they change 2 schools in a year. And they put up with all of us, and yet, you know, they occupy the best of places and everything else. So I just thought I'll put this across because most of you probably won't understand this, but you need to understand this. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for addressing that, because after Rajiv sir also spoke, I just wanted to mention about this, that we have the dearest ladies in the house, the wives of our army veterans. Ma'am, may I request you to please stand for a minute so that the crowd can also see you. Ma'am, namaste, and a very, very, very hearty welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. The value of family, most importantly, the role that you play is immeasurable. The silent heroes behind the heroes whose cape we are honoring today. So thank you so much for doing what you're doing from the bottom of my heart. Once again, welcome, and thank you so much, Dil Se, for doing. Thank you, ma'am. With that, may I please request all our awardees to join me on stage for a group photo along with our Managing Director, Vishnu Khemani ji. I request all the awardees to please join me over here on the stage. So we are setting up the chairs as well so that we can take up questions from the media personals who are here. Shortly after the group photo, we will also take up questions from the audience. Thank you. May I request Lieutenant General S. Harimohan Iyer, Lieutenant General Dushyant Singh, Lieutenant General P.R. Shankar, and Major General Rajiv Narayanan to please join us on the dais. I request the awardees to please be seated, as within a minute, our MD will also be joining in. Please be seated, sir. The floor is now open for question and answers. we will have the mics rolling. Anyone who'd like to ask a question, please do so, even from the media and from the audience. We can take up questions. I request our MD Vishnu Khemani ji to please join us on the dais. We're open to questions, ladies and gentlemen. I think I will start by myself, if I may. Yes. You know, it was very inspiring to hear all the four of you speak today. As a common man, a common woman, all the knowledge that we probably have is from the movies or from the news channel. Okay? But I would like to know, being there in person, living a day-to-day life, what is your biggest motivation that keeps you running through the day? Like, sir, you also mentioned from the age of 3, you always wanted to be in this field, and if you take another birth, it's going to be in the same profession. So I'd like to hear from each of you that what is your biggest motivation?
Biggest motivation is the love for the motherland.
Love for Mother India, he said. Yes, sir.
You know, when I finished school, one didn't know what to do, right? I filled 3 forms, one for IIT Madras, other was for Navy, Marine Engineering, and third was for NDA. Got through NDA, and then I never looked back. And you know, the thing which motivated me was someone who told me, he says, when you go to NDA, you go in as a boy and come out as a man. And when you finish that off, you come out actually much later, you realize that you come out as a soldier. And a soldier has only one ambition, to defend his country. And that's the end of the story, and never look back on anything. So that's how one thinks of. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, as far as I am concerned, there was an incident when I was very young in Pune. So I used to study in a school there, Kendriya Vidyalaya. My father was in the Air Force, and it was the year of 1971, and there was an air raid which took place over the airfield, you know, like we destroyed their Noor Khan air base, similar thing they had tried it at Pune. And we were all told to dig a trench and run for the trench whenever this kind of a siren or a blackout warning was given. So this happened for good over 10, 12 days, and every day there would be something or the other happening. So that was the time when I decided, look, I'm going to become a pilot. And so therefore, moment I finished my 12th class, I gave the 11th, sorry. In those days, there was no 12th. So I gave the exam for NDA, I got selected, and they rejected me for eyesight. Till then, I didn't know that I had a power in my eyes. So I chose the next best profession, which was the army. I said, okay, if I can't join the Air Force, I will join the army. And since then, I have never looked back. Was in a school, military school kind of environment. So throughout, from my 8th class, I have been into this environment of military and essentially initially Air Force, but thereafter I think I have become more and more an army man than an Air Force man. Not to say that the Air Force is not good. One motivation which has always been there is that when I am because I've been an infantryman, one to one, very close to each other. When I have faced the enemy, I consider him as an object and not as a human being. In the interest of the nation, I must neutralize him. Otherwise, if I don't do it, he will do it to me. So that has been my motivation throughout my life. It is the motherland which I have to serve. And at that point in time, the fear goes out of your mind because you have no other option. Either you will be killed or you kill the other guy. My motivation has been kill the enemy and not get killed by the enemy. Thank you.
I was trying to narrate an incident to my niece just now. She's here. Yeah. So I was asked, how did you join the army? This question was asked in the morning. When I was in school, after doing my class 10, our principal in our school started an experiment. Every class has sections, A, B, C, D, like that. So this principal of ours wanted to send a big chunk of us to IIT. So 35 of us were taken together from the various sections, and we were put in what was called an empowered section and given all the facilities, aiming as all of us will go to IIT those days. Plus there were 9 of us who were bio students, so they were supposed to join AIMS. 27 of us joined the army. 2 joined the Air Force, and 7 of us are doctors.
Wow.
Out of us, 2 of us retired as lieutenant generals, 2 became brigadiers, and almost 12 of us retired as colonels, having commanded their regiments. So we are very proud for our legacy. And I said, my journey began, it began way north in the town of Dehradun, where the IMA was there for us to see. It was a motivation for us that one day, one of us will be, standing in that parade, passing out and joining the forces. And I have no regret having made that choice way back in 1980. And the pressure of appearing in various exams. I also, like General Shankar, appeared in all competitive exams. I found myself more pressured clearing the NDA exam than appearing for the JEE a couple of months later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. There is a question. So we have a question on behalf of Sharon Ply. This is, anyone can answer, or if all of you can, that will be great. Sir, how is it that we can contribute better, we can collaborate better? What initiatives can we do as common man and woman to just help our nation's name taking to greater heights, or serving or helping you in any manner possible?
All I can say is we are all cogs in the big machine, which is Bharat Mata. So, you recognized us, recognize the soldier, he'll be happy. It motivates him better. And you're doing a wonderful job as far as environment is concerned. You reach Japan, reach Europe, sky's the limit.
Thank you
That's
so
how
much,
you
sir.
can contribute. So each is a cog in this whole machine called Bharatvarsh, and each has its task. You do the best you can in your task, the machine stays oiled. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And like it was said, we will maintain the Naam, Nishan and Namak. Naam, Namak and Nishan. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Anyone else?
Way I look at it, how do we contribute to the nation is more important than how do we contribute to an organization like the army. But that's also important. I'll talk of that. So I think all of us, like I said earlier, need to do our job better. And towards, whatever we can do for the nation. If we can do that, all of us, this nation will grow. There's nothing to stop us. Like I said, I'm completely clear in my mind that no power on earth can stop India, because India's time has come. The next 30 years are very, I wouldn't say clear, but a very clean path ahead. All these minor things will come, it will happen. But what can you do for the armed forces or anyone? That's a question which many people have asked me. So I have not had the chance of joining the army, navy or air force, and what can I do? All you can do is any army guy or a chap in uniform is in trouble, help him out. Ask him if you can help him. And most importantly, take care of him after he retires. During the service, all of us get what we want to do. It's not for us. All 4 of us are well off, okay? So we don't need help. But our men who go back home, who given their best years of their life, after that they have no prospects to do what they have to, to get on with life, who have commitments towards their parents, their children, who have health problems. You need to help them. If there's someone around you, help. If you're part of an organization which wants to do philanthropy, try and help them. And, that's the way you can contribute, because if you can make that man strong, who's given his yesterday for your tomorrow, you've done hell of a lot. It's repayment to that man who sacrificed everything. That's important. I would wish all of you take this sentiment along with you. Thank you.
Absolutely, sir, and very rightly said so. We also believe in our ethos that we need to be good humans, good corporate citizens first, and other things will just follow. We will definitely take this point, and as Sharon Ply team, we will be contributing. We can maybe even sit and brainstorm on channels how we identify such individuals and help them, and definitely proceed on this further. Thank you so much for bringing the insight.
Yeah, as far as I am concerned, I think both my colleagues have expressed what we desire. I would just like to add a small little anecdote to make this particular gathering a little more fun-filled. So when he was talking about the men, see the men on every side, whether it is the enemy or us, they are the ones who are looking for leadership. And there was one Jawan whom I met during UN mission, and he told me, "Sab, आपके जैसे leader हमें दे दो, हम किसी भी army को हरा देंगे." Now that kind of a spirit is what is needed for the corporate citizens or citizens who are there. I think just honor us, honor our Jawans. They are really, they retire very early, unlike the police and the civil people. They retire at 35, 40, 41. They still have a long life ahead of them. They need some jobs. They need some kind of an assistance. The pensions are not very good, not very high. Of course, now they have been increased considerably, but still they need, I think, considerable help. So that is something which I suppose you can do. And the second thing which, as a Sharon Ply, if you want to do, spread the awareness of national security. I think in whichever way you are, just tell everyone that each one of you is part of the national security calculus of India today, whether you are in the economic field, whether you are in the diplomatic field, whether you are in business. Unless you thrive, nation cannot thrive. And unless nation cannot thrive, we cannot get the requisite funds to make our armed forces strong enough to beat the best in the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well, my 3 colleagues have already given out most of the things that I could have put out. But 2 things stand out for me. Respect the flag. And that is something that should come from within your heart, irrespective of whichever caste, clan, political connections you have. When it comes to the flag, please respect us, And the Indian Army is one of the most and possibly the only apolitical army which is there in the world. So every man that is there in the Indian Army is fighting for the flag. And that is what General Narayanan meant when he said, Naam, Namak aur Nishan. For us, it is irrespective, whoever is leading the country, we do our job in the same manner. And the second thing which I would like to say, and this is applicable for not only Sharon Ply, it is applicable for the entire corporate world. We have embarked on a new mission, which you must have all heard, the Agniveers. Very soon, the first batch of Agniveers are going to be coming back into the system. It is something which I hope the corporate world catches on. The kind of people you're going to get as workforce in your organizations are going to be disciplined. They will be people who will be doing everything for you. My request to the corporate world is, Sharon Ply and the corporate world, please adopt Agniveers who are coming out of the system. Because it's a very, very, very good method to have disciplined workforce in our industry. And it is going to make our industry grow multifolds. And what General Shankar was trying to bring out, it will thereafter give the kind of catalyst which can never stop the nation of India to grow and reach where the Prime Minister aspires us to be, Viksit Bharat by 2047. So please take this opportunity, take hold of these Agniveers who are coming out. They'll come out from Army, Navy, Air Force. And they are disciplined soldiers, exceptionally, and I've seen them. I just retired last year. I've seen 2 batches of Agniveers which are got inducted. A fantastic set of soldiers and extremely well qualified people. So they will create revolution as far as workforce in the corporate world is concerned. So please adopt them and take them forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I request.
Just
That's
one
a very
thing.
good suggestion, what General Harimohan has given. So we are aware about the Agniveer scheme and we know the pros and cons, but honestly we are not that exposed and we don't know how to approach them. Yeah. So if you people can guide us, that will be a big help, and definitely we can absorb quite a number of them. And not only that, and the other thing what was suggested, that the Jawans we can take care. In fact, when I met Lieutenant General Ravi Shankar, I'd asked him the same thing, like, can we do something for them? Now, our problem is we are not directly involved, or we don't know where to approach. There's no system like that. So suppose if you can guide us.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yes,
We'll
please.
do that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
The corporate world, I am not just addressing Sharon Ply, sir. I am addressing the corporate world. But 27 will be the time when the first set of Agniveers, I don't know how many, because we are still working on a parameter. It may be how many are getting retained in the forces, how many are going to be released to the system. Some are going to go into various other security organizations like this police, the CRPF, the CISF, etc. So how many of them subsequently are available are questions which I can't give you an answer to. But in a large fact, be prepared to get a very, very large set of motivated, well-disciplined soldiers in the system. And I'm sure when we reach there, the government will put out the methods in which you can take them in. Otherwise, like General Shankar said, we are all here, and we'll connect you with the method to recruit these people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I'll just like to add what the corporate world at large can do. I'll give out my school's philosophy that was ingrained in us. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till the good becomes better and the better becomes best. Follow it. Sky's the limit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your patience and the wonderful insights. We don't want to stop with just the words or the discussions. We want to implement into actions, and hopefully we will rightly do so with your guidance. Thank you so much once again for spending time with us. I request all of you to kindly stand as we would like to take a group photograph. I also request the ladies to please join us. We'll do it with them. Yes, absolutely. You know, there's a very beautiful quote in Tamil that says, for all the people who are standing here, நீங்க அவங்களுக்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டியது தங்க தட்டோ வெள்ளி தட்டு இல்ல கை தட்டல் மட்டும்தான். Let's give them a huge round of applause, and for all the relentless service that you've done. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. तहे दिल से आप सभी का शुक्रिया है for everything that you're doing. May I please invite the family members as well on the dais to join us for this group picture. Done. Thank you so much, family members. If we can have a photo with the MD and the awardees. I request the family members to be seated. And we can do one last photo with the awardees and our MD. Sir, I request you to please come to the podium and speak. Absolutely.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon. I thought I will relate a small story. First is thank you Dakshinamurthy ji for inviting me for this award function. I am cousin of Lieutenant General Hari Mohan Iyer, so I was honored to be invited for this awards function. Maybe I will speak after the photos are done. So on this occasion, I thought I will share a small experience from my own life, which is some ways related also to this awards function. I work for TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, and like a lot of them who have done 30 years in the army, I have done 29 years in TCS. So that way I'm a big veteran in the company. I don't know how many of you know this. In TCS for the last 50 years, our administration departments have all been headed by army veterans or veterans from the armed forces, right? And this started with our late Deputy Chairman FC Kohli ji, who started this initiative that he felt that the administration departments where a lot of, you could say, transactions, money setup is done, should be headed by people who can do that. And in one of our town halls, we asked him why he did that. So he said it is about discipline, hard work, and precision. all three attributes which the veterans from the armed forces imbibe into TCS. So thank you, sir, for being part of it, and that tradition continues. Even today, all our administration departments are headed by people who are from the armed forces. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your story. With that, we do come towards the end of the event. I would heartily like to thank each and everyone who is present here today, especially our partners, our priority vendors, our staff, our dignitaries, our awardees with their family members, media representatives. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for joining us here today. And a special mention to our priority dealers who come all the way to witness this program. I hope you have also had a wonderful time, just like how I did hosting this event. This is Sharon Ply's I Am Strongest Awards Season 6. I'd also like to heartily thank Kishore Menon sir, who's been the brain and icon of support to us. Thank you so much for everything, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, with that we come towards the end of this event. This is your host, Khyati Thakur, signing off and requesting your presence and pleasure to please join us for lunch, which is being served outside. I request you all to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Jai Hind. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today.